Hello, and welcome to the Movement Prescription Podcast. I'm Callum Lees, I'm your host for today. And today we've got Rachel Ashe from Mental Health Swims in the latest episode of the short series. Hi Rachel, how's it going?
Hi Callum, thank you so much for having me today. It's great to meet you.
Yeah, you too, thanks for coming. Well, Rachel, I wonder if we could start by you just giving us a quick intro into yourself and how you got involved in Mental Health Swims.
Hi, I'm Rachel Ashe. I'm the founder and the managing director of Mental Health Swims. I'm also a neurodivergent human who lives with mental illness. And the reason I came to Mental Health Swims was I had found swimming hugely beneficial for my own mental health. And I wanted more people to experience the connection that swimming brings. So I think for me, it's the connection with my body, because when you're in cold water, there is nothing else you can think about. Also the connection with nature, because swimming outdoors, it means you're fully immersed in nature, which is a wonderful thing, especially when you're someone who feels a bit grey with mental health challenges in the winter. So feeling fully immersed in nature is a wonderful thing. And it's also the connection with other people who understand what it is to struggle.
Oh, that's really cool. I find swimming a super cathartic experience. It's almost like it's a cleansing experience. We're recording this on the 4th of January, and when I was doing a bit of background research, I found that you first did some open water swimming at the Looney Duke on New Year's Day back in 2019. So it's good timing. We're 5 years on.
Oh my gosh, I hadn't even really thought of that. When we had a little chat beforehand, and when we were chatting, and you said that 5 years on, wow, so much has happened in 5 years.
Yeah, I know, amazing where you're at. Or maybe that's a good segue into you can tell us a bit about Mental Health Swims and what you've achieved over the last 5 years.
So Mental Health Swims is a nationwide mental health peer support community. In fact, we also have some swims abroad now. We've got one in South Africa, one in Portugal, one in Norway, and I think there's going to be a few new ones soon.
You've got one in Australia as well. I saw it on the website.
Thank you, Callum. We are a very wide network of mental health peer support communities. And they are communities because each community is its own, sort of has its own identity. So since 2019, we've grown to have around 140 outdoor swim locations across the UK and beyond. Our mission is to create safe, welcoming spaces for people who want to improve their mental health and make connections in their community through swimming. We have a unique offering because we are led by the combined lived experience of our volunteers, our team, our participants, who all have lived experience of mental health issues, either personally or through supporting someone close to them. So they really do get it. They understand. And I think that is something which is very unique to us. And that's right up to management, obviously. So we focus on accepting people as they are today with no expectation for transformation, which I did wonder coming on this, this pod. What do we call it? Podcast. Yeah. But I think sometimes, especially for medical professionals, there is this sort of, you see the problems and you want to fix them. And I guess where we're a little different is kind of saying that might happen and that's wonderful. But just having people come along is a success in itself. And I think that's something that we really want to focus on. So it's not that our participants don't experience amazing benefits. They absolutely do. But we want to foster an environment where there's no pressure to be anything but yourself. And I think that's something really powerful about acceptance, about being in a community where you feel accepted is the beginning to accepting ourselves more. And when we accept ourselves more, anything can happen. And ultimately, all of this fights mental illness stigma, because the more we're open about who we are and how we are doing, the more we normalize those conversations. And ultimately, through that, we're just create a more accepting community.
Oh, Rachel, that's amazing, and you can tell how passionate you are and invested you are. And I love the way in which you very eloquently explained that it's all about empowerment, and that's the role that maybe we have as health professionals is helping people empower themselves, and that is the role that mental health swims can have. And through those two things you said, a safe and welcoming space to improve mental health. Can I ask you just a couple of extra questions?
Of course, you
Do
can.
do swims? How often do they meet? Is it weekly? Twice a month?
It kind of depends. All we ask for from our volunteers is for one swim a month. The reason is people have lives, people have struggles, and we think once a month is an easy amount to fit into your life if you are someone who's looking to volunteer. Having said that, some of our volunteers have more capacity. And if they have more capacity, they're able to host more swims. So there is again, it's about that uniqueness of each location, and it is about the capacity. We cannot expect everybody to be able to do the same. There are obviously things that we can't change and things that have to be in place, safety, etc. But we want to be fair and welcoming and inclusive because we want volunteers with a breadth of experiences.
Absolutely. Thank you. And my next question is, does it cost?
Does it cost to come to a swim?
Yes.
No,
Bro.
it's absolutely free. So with our sign up platform, it's great. We use More Human. We use them because as a company, they are more human, which is great. And they're also a startup. So we've had this great relationship with them. So there is actual humans there to help you when there's a problem. But with the sign up, every swim is free to attend. There is a suggested donation for those who want to, but it is never ever pushed on anyone.
And as a health professional, if someone comes in and I think, oh, you'd really benefit from mental health swims, you've got an amazing website I can signpost people to. And you just mentioned More Human as well. What other ways can we connect people with you as an organization?
So I think that's actually a really exciting question. And I think I'm hoping there are listeners of this podcast who will sort of ears will prick up at this bit because we've actually launched something new and very exciting, which is Swim Together. So Swim Together was in partnership with Swim England. It was also in partnership with Everyone Active, and it was in partnership with Leamington Spa PCN and lovely Hussein, who is the other host on this podcast. So that is taking the same model into leisure centre pools. And it is a little different because you don't get the cold water element or being in nature, but it does open up the opportunity to a huge amount more people because there are access issues with outdoor swimming, and there are more associated risks. So it's really exciting. Swim Together, we are launching it officially this year. We've had the pilot. It was hugely successful. And now we're looking for healthcare professionals out there in the UK who are really passionate about doing exactly what you're promoting, Callum, which is getting more people active for their mental health and for their well-being generally. So it's really exciting. So maybe you are one of those courageous healthcare professionals and you want to get involved. It's something that benefits both the participants and also the healthcare professionals. And I think that's something that's really beautiful because peer support is not just about someone hosting and a participant. The host is also benefiting. So yeah. So that's Swim Together. And that's one way that you can, work with us. And the other is just, as you say, signposting to our website. If you're out there and you're listening to this and you're interested and you think that your patients would benefit from coming to a swim, please feel free to get in touch with us. All the contact details are on our website, but we're always happy to have a conversation. And also, you might want to set up your own mental health swim if there isn't one in the location that you need. So we're always open to options.
Oh, that's really amazing, Rachel. And Swim Together is actually, it's really nice to hear about, because I think for some people, open water swimming can be quite intimidating.
Absolutely.
It's a really big step going from not swimming at all to getting in the freezing cold water, particularly up here in Scotland. Although I'm sure you know that, given that you're from Edinburgh.
No, it's true.
Yeah, I was going to say that, just summarize the 3 places to reach out and get in touch with you are Swim Together, on your website, Mental Health Swims. And on that website, I saw there's loads of email addresses for the core team, but also the volunteers. And you can reach out directly via email as well.
Yes.
I was amazed at the extent of swims you have. I actually didn't realize there's one about a 5-minute walk from my front door that I didn't know existed, which is just awesome. Yeah, super cool. So I'm gonna have to go and get involved. So yeah, that's the benefit of prepping for podcasts, is you find out more about what's going on.
Amazing.
Amazing. Oh well, Luke, thank you so much. It's so clear how passionate and how inspiring you are, and also, Joe, what progress you made in 5 years, almost to the day. So yeah, I take my hat off to you, and I will be checking out Swim Together and seeing how I can help and add my weight to the journey.
You would be very well.
That's great. Look, thanks so much for joining us, and have an amazing 2024.
Thank you. You too, Callum.
Take care.
Bye.
Cold water swimming may or may not be for you, but what we do know is that physical activity is super important for both physical and mental health, and that swimming, whether in a pool or outdoors, can be a really important part of that. If you are going to go outdoors, great to do it in a group with others, not least for the safety, but also for the support. What came out of that conversation time and time again to me was the power of community of mental health swims, that support network being really integral. And there seems to be common themes through some of the podcasts. I remember a conversation that we had with Rob Lawson quite early on, and he mentioned of the 6 pillars of lifestyle medicine, that community is the most important. And so I'd encourage you to find your thing and do it with others. I hope you enjoy listening to the podcast, and if you run an organisation or want to hear about something, please just reach out, let us know, and we'd love to have you on and discuss that thing or the thing that you want to hear more about. If you could share our podcast with people that you think might be interested in it, we'd really appreciate that. Thanks for listening. Take care.